You're about to make a money mistake. You might not know it yet, but statistically, right now, today, you're either making one of these mistakes or you're about to. And the brutal part? Most of them feel completely normal. They feel responsible. They feel like the right thing to do. That's what makes them so dangerous. Today, I'm giving you the 7 money mistakes that are quietly destroying people's finances in 2026 specifically. Not the obvious stuff like stop buying lattes, the structural, invisible errors that are costing people hundreds of thousands of dollars in wealth they'll never get back. Stay with me, because mistake number 4 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it might be the most expensive thing you're doing right now. Let's go. Mistake number 1, keeping your emergency fund in a regular savings account. Here's the thing. You did the right thing. You built an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting safely in your bank. You should feel proud. Except your regular savings account is paying you 0.01% interest while inflation is running at around 3%. You are literally losing money every single month your emergency fund sits there doing nothing. In 2026, high-yield savings accounts are paying 4.5 to 5% annually. If you have $20,000 in an emergency fund sitting in a regular account, you're earning $2 per year. Move it to a high-yield savings account and you earn $900 to $1,000 per year on the same money. Same liquidity, same access, same FDIC protection, just dramatically more money. The fix takes 15 minutes online. Open a high-yield savings account with Marcus, Ally, or SoFi. Transfer your emergency fund. Done. That one 15-minute task is worth $1,000 per year in free money. Don't overcomplicate it. Mistake number 2, waiting for the right time to invest. Stop me if this sounds familiar. The market's too high right now. I'll wait for a correction. Inflation's still too uncertain. Let me see what happens with interest rates first. I'll start investing next month when things settle down. Next month became next year. Next year became this year, and here you are, still waiting. Here's the math that ends this debate permanently. The S&P 500 hits all-time highs roughly 62% of all trading days historically. If you waited every time the market was too high, you'd never invest a single dollar. Meanwhile, the person who invested on the worst possible day of every single year, the absolute peak before every crash, still ended up wealthier than the person who waited on the sidelines for perfect timing. Time in the market beats timing the market. Every extra month you wait costs you compound growth you will never get back. In 2026, the cost of waiting is especially brutal because interest rates mean the opportunity cost in sitting in cash is real and measurable. The fix? Automate your investments. Set up automatic monthly purchases of VTI or VOO or your chosen index fund. Same day, every month, no decisions, no hesitation. Remove your brain from the equation entirely. Your future self will thank you.
Mistake number 3, paying minimum payments on credit cards. This one is quiet. It feels responsible. You're paying your bill, you're not missing payments, you're doing the right thing. Except you're not. Here's what's actually happening. Average credit card interest rate in 2026, 21.7%. If you have $8,000 in credit card debt and you pay the minimum every month, you will pay that debt off in over 20 years and pay nearly $12,000 in interest on top of the original $8,000. 20 years of payments for something you bought years ago and probably don't even own anymore. But here's the hidden cost people miss. That minimum payment money, let's say $150 per month, if invested at 8% for 20 years instead of paid to the credit card company, would become $88,000. Your credit card debt isn't costing you $8,000. It's costing you $88,000 in lost wealth. 21% interest is not a debt problem. It's a wealth destruction weapon. The fix? Treat credit card debt like a 5-alarm emergency. Cut every non-essential expense. Direct every available dollar to elimination. Do not invest, do not save beyond a small buffer until high-interest debt is dead. Nothing in your financial life earns 21% guaranteed. Paying off this debt is the single highest guaranteed return available to you. Mistake number 4, investing in your company's stock inside your 401k. Here it is, the one nobody talks about. Your company offers you discounted stock in your 401k. Maybe they match contributions in company stock. Maybe you just feel loyal. You believe in the company. You know the product. It feels like a smart inside bet. It is one of the most dangerous things you can do with your retirement money. Think about what you're actually doing. Your income already depends entirely on this company. If the company struggles, you might lose your job. Your income disappears. And if you've loaded your 401k with company stock, your retirement savings crash at exactly the same moment your income crashes. You've bet your present and your future on the same horse. Enron employees had 60% of their 401k in company stock. When Enron collapsed overnight, they didn't just lose their jobs, they lost their retirement savings simultaneously. That's not a dramatic edge case. That's what happens when you concentrate employment risk and investment risk in the same place. The rule? Never hold more than 5 to 10% of your portfolio in any single company stock, even if it's been a winner, even if you believe in it, even if management tells you it's the smart play. Diversification isn't optional. It's the only free lunch in investing. The fix? Log into your 401k today. Check your allocations. If company stock is above 10%, rebalance into index funds immediately.
Mistake number 5. Lifestyle inflation with every pay rise. You got a raise. Congratulations. Genuinely, you earned it. Now here's the question nobody asks out loud. Where did it go? Most people's spending rises automatically with their income. Bigger apartment, newer car, nicer restaurants, better vacations. It's human nature. It feels like a reward. But here's what actually happened. You traded a raise for the same financial position with fancier labels. If you made $70,000, spent $65,000 and saved $5,000, then got a raise to $85,000 and now spend $80,000 and save $5,000, your savings rate didn't improve. Your net worth trajectory didn't change. You just upgraded your consumption. The math on banked raises is staggering. Every $10,000 raise, if saved entirely for 1 year and invested at 8%, becomes $21,000 by retirement in 15 years. Do that with every raise for a decade, and you've added over $200,000 to your retirement. Or you can drive a nicer car that depreciated 40% the moment you sign the papers. The fix? Pre-commit every raise before you receive it. The moment a raise is confirmed, increase your automatic investment contribution by the same amount before the extra money hits your checking account. You can't spend what you never see. Mistake number 6, not having income protection insurance. This is the 2026 mistake most financial content completely ignores. Here's the scenario. You're 35. You're earning $90,000 per year. You've been building wealth, investing, doing everything right. Then you get injured or sick or burned out so severely you can't work for 6 months. Your salary stops. Your investments don't generate enough income to live on yet. Your emergency fund gets wiped out in 4 months. Everything you built starts unwinding. Income protection insurance pays you 70 to 75% of your salary if you can't work due to illness or injury. In Australia, the average monthly premium is between $100 and $300, depending on your age and income. That $100 to $300 per month protects you from losing everything you've spent years building. Most people insure their car, their phone, their house contents. They don't insure the thing generating all the money that buys all those things, their ability to earn income. The fix? Get a quote for income protection insurance this week. If you're in Australia, check if your super fund already includes default cover. Many do, but default amounts are often inadequate. Speak to a financial advisor about appropriate coverage. Mistake number 7, comparing your financial journey to social media. Last one, and it might be the most psychologically damaging mistake on this list. Social media in 2026 is a curated highlight reel of every financial win, vacation, house purchase, and investment success in your network. Nobody posts about the credit card debt funding the Bali trip. Nobody mentions the parental loan covering the house deposit. Nobody discloses the combined dual income making the car payment possible. You see the outcome. You never see the balance sheet. Research shows 42% of people overspend specifically to keep up appearances with their social circle. They go into debt for the Instagram moment. They feel behind because someone else's carefully curated success story looks like it came easily. Here's the real data from earlier in this channel. The median American has $5,200 in savings. The person flexing the luxury apartment is probably one paycheck from financial stress. The person who looks rich on your feed is statistically likely to be broke by any meaningful measure. The most dangerous version of this mistake, you see someone your age buy a house and feel so behind that you make an impulsive financial decision to catch up. You buy something you can't afford or invest in something speculative trying to accelerate. That panic move sets you back years. The fix? Mute accounts that make you feel financially inferior. Set a quarterly financial review where you only compare yourself to your own numbers from 3 months ago. Is your savings higher? Debt lower? Net worth growing? That's your only scoreboard. Everyone else's game is irrelevant.